There's a very clear and well-established relationship between someone's chemistry, their body and their brain, and their state, right? Said another way, how they're feeling. Am I calm or am I anxious? There's also a very clear and well-established relationship between the way someone is breathing and the chemistry of their brain and body. And so we can put those two things together and understand that the way someone breathes has a direct impact on how they feel. In this video, I'm going to just quickly explain how breathing impacts our chemistry and also provide you with a very simple and effective tool to mitigate or combat anxiety and stress. My name's Campbell. I've been a physio for 10 years. I've been teaching breathwork for about 6 years. And my passion is really to help people understand how their breath can be used as a tool. How do most people breathe when they feel anxious? Right? Well, it comes down to one of two things. I'm either a fast breather, right? So when I get anxious, I start to breathe a little bit more rapidly, shallow, perhaps up into my chest. Some of you might be thinking, yep, that's what I do. Or I might be a breath holder, right? I get a little bit stressed or anxious and I actually start to clench up and hold my breath. And then maybe I realize, and I take that kind of big gasp reflex. So these are two really different things. What we want to kind of understand is that both of these options, either the rapid breathing or the breath holding, are going to change the chemistry of our blood. When I hold my breath, there is an increase or an accumulation of carbon dioxide. This makes my blood a little bit more acidic. When I breathe rapidly, I'm blowing off the carbon dioxide, which makes my blood a little bit more alkaline. Now, it's not to say that one is good and one is bad. Either of these, as they take us outside of our baseline, is going to be perceived by the brain, something's wrong. Right? And this is often what triggers the feeling of anxiety, right? It's my body responding to the fact that now my body is out of balance, right? Something's happening in my environment that has caused my breathing to change. This internal disruption of my physiology is what's then causing these feelings of stress, anxiety, overwhelm, or panic. So what do we do about that, right? Well, now that we understand there is likely a physiological cause to my anxiety, we need to use a tool that addresses physiology. The problem that most people encounter is we're given psychological tools, right? Positive thinking or a certain mantra or think of this and not that, but this isn't impacting our physiology. The feeling of stress and anxiety is coming from my physiology. It's not coming from my psychology, right? The psychology is a response to the disruption of my physiology. So the tool that is the fastest and most effective at rebalancing the levels of oxygen and carbon dioxide, right, whether that's because I've been breathing rapidly or been holding my breath, is something called the physiological sigh. Right? The physiological sigh works in two fronts. First, physiologically, it allows us to pull some carbon dioxide out of the blood, right, and restore the levels of oxygen moving through the blood. And secondly, it impacts the parasympathetic branch of the nervous system. This is our rest, digest, feeling calm and relaxed. So what is the physiological sigh, right? It's a 2-part inhale and a 1-part exhale. So we're going to take a comfortably full breath in through the nose, a little pause, and then a second inhale before a long exhale out through pursed lips, where I'm really focusing on dropping the shoulders, relaxing through the belly and the diaphragm. So 2-part inhale, comfortably full, little pause, second inhale, long, slow exhale. Focusing on dropping the shoulders, softening the face. Let's go one more time. Inhale, pause, inhale, easy exhale. All right, so let's just quickly dive into what's happening here. We inhale, we inflate a certain amount of lung tissue or alveoli. The second inhale, it kind of props open more of these little balloons. And so now there's more opportunity for the oxygen, the carbon dioxide to be exchanging. We then have this longer, slower exhale. The exhale is linked to the parasympathetic part of my nervous system. So this has an impact of slowing me down, right? So this simple practice, repeated 3 to 5 times, is going to have a near-on immediate effect, right? Most people will see the response in about 15 to 20 seconds. My heart rate is going to slow down, right? I'm going to feel a little bit more in control, grounded and calm in my body, versus my mind is racing, my heart is racing, my breath is racing, right? So this allows us to step back into the driver's seat, regulate our physiology, and that is going to have an impact on our psychology. So the next time you're feeling a little bit stressed or anxious, instead of trying to manage your mind, manage instead your body, and do that through regulating and controlling your breath. It has a direct impact on your physiology, and we understand the link between chemistry and your state, right? How you're feeling, calm or anxious, right? And so I really hope this provides you with a tool that's effective, that you can use at any time. And if it does, then I'd encourage you to subscribe. I'm going to be sharing a lot more content that really jumps into, the real world application. A little bit of science to bring the understanding, and then how do I apply this in my own life. So subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed.